Good afternoon, YouTube. So right now I'm at Harrisonburg, Virginia. Going to be picking a load up here in a bit, and that load is going to deliver late tomorrow evening to Athens, Georgia. So this particular truck stop at Harrisonburg, I'm behind a parking area, and you can see how messy some people are, just throwing their trash out. So that's why a lot of shopping centers will ban trucks. So now I'm backed into the dock at the place where I'm picking the load up at. And over there through the passenger side window, you see there's another driver over there just kind of backed in, waiting to load as well. And so as I pan the camera around, you can see that it's been raining a little bit. Now it started kind of raining, and there's a kind of a stiff breeze blowing, but you know, so it's kind of making things wet a little bit. It's not really coming down terribly hard, but anyway, it's enough to get the windows wet. And so I'm going to pan the camera on around, and there's a truck to my left, and I don't know how well you can see, but if you look there, where the driver's steering wheel is, there's a driver that is actually sort of taking a little nap, sort of slumped over the steering wheel. I don't know, maybe I can see if I can zoom in a little bit so that you can see that. Well, that's going to be a problem. I'm afraid if I roll the window down that I'm going to get deluged with the rain. I don't know. Maybe the rain has stopped now. So there we go. Maybe we can make that out now. So you can see the driver there. They're probably getting some wind noise, but you can see the driver there is kind of slumped over the steering wheel, attempting to take a nap. So it's now, I don't know, 9 hours later than it was before. I came over to this place where I'm picking the load up at, and they had me back into the door right away. I was a couple, 3 hours in front of the appointment, got here sooner than the appointment time, and she said, well, it may take a while because you're here early. So I went ahead and backed into the door, and I'm still sitting here. And it's 11 o'clock. Was it 11 o'clock? It may be even beyond 11 o'clock. It's probably more like 11:30. Let's see. Yep, 11:35 Eastern time. So I'm here, and I just now looked, and they still got the dock door open, and I don't know, when they first started loading it, I don't know, probably an hour and a half ago, they finally opened the door and started loading the load, and there was quite a bit of activity, and then it kind of died off, and then it was just kind of like once in a while, and maybe it's possible that they're at lunch at this point, and or maybe the shift is probably getting ready to change. I don't know. The load has to be in Athens, Georgia at 10 p.m. Tomorrow. So today was the 11th. I think today was the 11th. I don't know. And then tomorrow's the 12th, so it's supposed to be there at 10 p.m. on the 12th. And it's about 480 miles from here. So I've almost been here long enough for a 10-hour break. So once, you know, there's a good chance that I'll just go ahead. They have truck parking here, and there's a good possibility that I'll just go ahead and go to bed and take a break here. I haven't quite decided what to do yet, because I could, if the 10-hour break is over by the time the load's loaded, then I could start driving, but you know, I don't know. At probably around 5 o'clock, I'd be wanting to go to bed. So I may go ahead and take the break here and just leave here, and you know, because I still have plenty of time to get there. If let's say I left here at 10 a.m., so I got 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still have 12 hours to go 480 miles. So so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But there's a good chance, depending on, because I may end up sitting here for 2 or 3 more hours before they get finished. At this point, I don't know. I hope it's not that long, but it could be. And so I think probably what I'll do is just spend the night right here on their property, and then maybe get up early in the morning. It just kind of depends on how it goes. I have slept part of the time. After I backed the truck into the dock, I did lay down here and kind of take a nap, which I don't know. I don't like doing that in the middle of the day because it can kind of mess my sleep up a little bit. But I did it, and so I don't know. I don't know exactly how long I slept, but I did end up sleeping. I don't know, probably 3 or 4 hours. So anyway, the weather, it was raining for a while. It was at one point it was 60 degrees, but then it was pretty cloudy at 60 degrees, and it was kind of breezy, a little windy. And then after I got here and backed the truck in, then at one point it was kind of raining. I think, and I think I showed that when I panned the camera around. It was raining, and so then I'm still backed into the same place. So then it's gotten colder. So the last time I checked, it was 39 degrees, and there was some kind of snow or something. I could see it kind of going by. The wind has changed directions. At one point, when I first got here, it was coming. I don't know. I don't know really which way is which at this point, but it was coming on. If I'd roll down the driver's window, it was really blowing in, but now it's coming from kind of the opposite direction. And so I could see this really tiny little snowflakes kind of whizzing by there. I don't know, about an hour ago, if I looked up at the street light, I could see the snow going by. But of course it's 39 degrees, so nothing's sticking anywhere. It was just little tiny flakes. It'd almost be instead of drizzle, it was just little tiny snowflakes. So, but that didn't seem to last very long. And so right now it's just cold, and it's not terribly cold. It's at 39 degrees. You definitely want to have a jacket on with the wind blowing. And the wind really isn't blowing really hard, but it's blowing enough to make it fairly chilly. So, and then if you look at the, they're supposed to have some cooler temperatures even here. They're going to have some cool, especially the overnight temperature is going to be cooler, and it's going to be cooler than it has been the past few days. So, and I think that's kind of a broad thing all across the country. It was, there was some warm days, 2 or 3 warm days, and then now things have kind of cooled off again. So, but we're just barely into the 1st of March, and there can be cool weather all the way up into June. Depending. Down there in Arkansas, I remember one year it was it was early June, maybe June the 5th or something, and the temperature was, one day the high was 45 degrees, and everybody was complaining, but it's the weather. That's what the weather does. Of course, they've tried to politicize the weather, but the weather is the weather, and it just does what it does. And you can try to come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories, or the political idea that you're not living your life right, so therefore the weather's bad. That's basically what they're saying with this so-called global warming thing. Your behavior is affecting the weather. Well, nonsense. That's ridiculous. So that's a whole nother topic. It turns into a kind of a externalized religion, global warming. Anything can turn into a religion. So, for rotten people. So, anyway, just have to sit here and wait until the load gets loaded, and you know, and as I say, I'll probably just go ahead and spend the night right here. There is a truck stop that's not very far from here. It's probably no more than a mile, but it's a Harrisonburg truck stop, Harrisonburg, Virginia, or I think it's called Harrisonburg Truck Stop. But in any case, it is their lot isn't all that big, and you have the thing where all these trucking company local drivers are parking their trucks there. And so even in the daytime today, I went in there, and there was a substantial number of trucks parked there, and a lot of them were probably just local drivers parking their trucks in there. So at night, that place would be, at this time of night, it would be next to impossible to try to find a place to park in there. You know, I would imagine the thing is completely full, so I wouldn't even bother. At this point, I wouldn't even, at this time of night, I wouldn't even bother going in there. But I can stay right here at this place where I'm at, picking the load up. They have, they've got more than enough parking where I can park, and you know, and I ate kind of a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry, so I can just kind of not eat, and you know, don't have to eat. So. Not even hungry enough to want to call, you know, like takeout or pizza or something. Just because it's probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm fine right now. So I can just completely skip any kind of a second meal. So anyhow, from Harrisonburg, Virginia, catch you later.